Now, if you notice, on the ROI report, we have something called calls. This tracks how many phone calls you got from a specific source, and it also tracks how many sales you got from those specific phone calls. And this is very important because sometimes you could have traffic that has maybe poor engagement, but it actually called you and maybe even placed an order. And if you don't link that, it will remain poor engagement, maybe even suspicious. But if you map the phone call in, not only will you know that you got a sale, you'll also end up having excellent engagement on that traffic, and you'll make sure that you keep the words that are actually giving you the phone calls. So the way the phone calls work is like this. Let's say a customer calls you and says, hey, I'm looking for something for my car. Before you even say anything, you're going to tell him, are you on our website right now? And if he says yes, you're going to tell him, can you scroll down to the very bottom on the footer? And you're going to find something that says customer reference number. It's a 10-digit number, and it's split with a dash for every 3 numbers. So once they give you this number, what you do with it, and this is actually a great way to start the conversation because that will lead you to actually ask them for their email address and possibly their name, and now you just got yourself a prospect that you can do email marketing with. But this is what you do with the number. So you go to customers, and when you press add new customer, right here you will see it says web customer ID. So this is where you would put that number in, exactly the way it is. Since you already put this in, you can ask him, what is your phone number in case we get disconnected? And you can put his phone number. And what is your name? And his name is whatever, Joe. And then what's your email address so I can put you on file? And you just put email@email.com, and that's it. Now you just got yourself a lead, and you know that he called you in, and it'll track it. So even if he came in from organic, we'll track it in organic. If it came from articles or visitor-generated SEO, we'll track it there. So bottom line is that most likely, like 95% of the people that find you and call you on the phone came because of your website. They have to still be on there. I mean, not necessarily, but most likely they're still on there. And by taking that customer reference number, you're going to be able to track every single phone call that came in to see exactly where they came from. Now, if the customer already exists, it will just jump to that customer and it'll map that to his customer account, so don't worry about that if it's an existing customer. Now, in case it is an existing customer, so let's say the guy calls you and says, hey, I already have an account with you, or you know who it is. So if you go to his account and you press on this button here, which is on the top toolbar, it says link to analytics. You can put the ID number here. So basically, the ID number is always different. It changes every hour. So whenever anybody calls you in, you can always get that ID number from them, and it will properly track it in the ROI.